Hi, I'm Frank, and you're watching the Money Cup channel. Today, we're once again discussing people who've shaped the history of America. Today, we'll talk about someone who hasn't yet made a decisive impact, but whom I believe will be one of the key players in the next 20 years, just like Elon Musk is now. I'm talking about Sam Altman. Sam Altman is currently the CEO of OpenAI, the man behind ChatGPT, and a central figure in the crazy world of artificial intelligence. AI seems to be catching on so quickly and being used so much that many are comparing it to a groundbreaking invention. ChatGPT, for example, has been compared to Gutenberg's printing press, an invention that radically changed the course of human history. Sam Altman is 39 years old, born in 1985 in Chicago, and showed signs of brilliance early on. At 10, he received a computer from his parents. He was born into a Jewish family. His mother is a dermatologist, and his father is an insurance broker. The computer he got was a Macintosh. By the age of 11, Sam had taken the entire computer apart and rebuilt it because he was curious about how it worked. His parents, seeing his talent, especially in math, enrolled him in excellent schools, first at John Burroughs in Missouri, then Stanford. At 19, he started his first company, Looped. What was Looped? Back in 2005, he discovered that you could use your mobile phone to share your real-time GPS location with friends. Now, you might say, we can all do that today, but remember, this was 2005, 19 years ago. At that time, you could tell your girlfriend or wife exactly where you were at any moment, putting an end to suspicions. This idea caught the attention of investors, and even Sequoia Capital Management, one of Silicon Valley's most aggressive funds, backed him with money. They gave him his first $5 million. Eventually, Looped started losing users and was sold, but not for nothing, $43 million. By age 21, Sam Altman already had a considerable fortune, but this didn't stop him from continuing his journey as an entrepreneur. After 2 years at Stanford, he grew bored with classes and decided to drop out, focusing on business instead. He then ventured into finance, where he needed experienced people and significant capital. That's when he met Paul Graham and Jessica Livingston. For those who know who these two are, you'll understand that a 22-year-old approaching them was no small feat. This led to his involvement with Y Combinator, a startup accelerator in Silicon Valley. What's an accelerator? It gathers funds from investors to rapidly develop brilliant ideas and take them public, aiming for massive returns, much more than you could hope for even in the crypto markets. And I highly recommend not playing around with those markets. Sam Altman started working at Y Combinator, investing in many companies, some of which are famous today. For example, he recognized the potential in Airbnb, and when it went public, Y Combinator saw returns of over $65 billion. As Sam climbed the ranks, eventually becoming a member of Y Combinator's board, Paul Graham and Jessica Livingston realized just how smart he was and let him invest in a wide range of ideas, some of which, admittedly, didn't succeed. Sam also started a company called Humane, with the bold idea of developing software that could extend human life by 10 years. That's right. He was thinking beyond the typical scope of a 25-year-old student. Through his connections in Silicon Valley, Sam managed to gather top names like Peter Thiel, who co-founded PayPal with Elon Musk, and Elon Musk himself, along with Microsoft and Amazon. These individuals gave him $1 billion to create OpenAI. Initially, OpenAI was a non-profit venture, focusing on developing AI without the goal of making money. This led to the creation of ChatGPT-2. It wasn't an immediate hit, but the real successes came later, along with problems. In typical Elon Musk fashion, he eventually left OpenAI, withdrawing his financial support. Since Musk was a major backer, Sam Altman found himself facing the possibility of shutting down. Not willing to give up, Sam decided to create a for-profit company alongside OpenAI, which started generating revenue by selling AI applications, first to businesses and later, as many of you know, to individuals, including those who pay $20 a month for ChatGPT subscriptions. In need of more funding, Sam sold shares of this new company. Elon Musk, expecting to gain control of OpenAI, was frustrated when he realized Sam and the board held the majority power. Instead, Sam turned to Microsoft, which bought a 49% stake. From that point, Microsoft became practically the owner of OpenAI, and everything seemed to be going great. AI was booming until November 2023, when a shocking piece of news broke. Sam Altman was ousted from OpenAI's board. Who did it? Microsoft publicly claimed they weren't responsible and reinstated him, but for Sam to have been removed, it must have been the shareholders. And who was the significant shareholder? Microsoft. In my honest opinion, after reading countless articles in November 2023 about this incident and Sam's reinstatement 10 days later, I believe it was a mistake on Microsoft's part. A mistake they quickly corrected. This situation mirrors what happened at Apple when Steve Jobs was forced out. You know that story, right? Jobs hired a CEO from Pepsi, famously asking him, "Do you want to sell sugar water for the rest of your life, or come with me and change the world?" The Pepsi executive eventually fired Jobs, but it didn't take long before Apple realized their mistake and brought him back. The same thing could have happened at OpenAI, but luckily they fixed their error in just 10 days. At Apple, it took years, and during that time the company struggled. Even though they profited from Jobs' past innovations, they couldn't come up with anything new. In fact, apart from the AirPods, Apple hasn't really introduced anything groundbreaking since Jobs passed. Sam Altman, like Jobs and Musk, could be one of those rare individuals who fundamentally changes the world. Next year, he'll turn 40, and I believe his contributions to humanity could be as transformative as Gutenberg's printing press. It's essential to learn from these stories. Yes, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and Mark Zuckerberg didn't finish college, but remember, they attended Harvard and Stanford, like Sam Altman. Even though they dropped out after 2 years, their math and science backgrounds were solid enough that they could have easily graduated. They just weren't interested anymore because their careers were moving too fast. Don't make the mistake of thinking you can drop out after a year and follow the same path. It's not the same. I'll keep sharing stories about visionaries like Zuckerberg, Jobs, Gates, and others who've radically changed the world over the past 30 years. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you soon on the Money Cup channel.